Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my favorite products for a full face of makeup. I have been getting questions on Instagram about what are my favorite foundations or what are my favorite concealers since I have been doing a lot of makeup looks, and I feel like this is easier just because I can show you the products and I can talk about them and tell you why I love them. So if you're interested in learning about my favorite products to do a full face of makeup, then go ahead and keep watching. This is what I have been doing lately. Some things do change, like my blush and bronzer and all of that, but everything else pretty much stays or has been staying pretty much the same. So if you're interested in knowing what I have on my eyes, it was actually inspired by the Weekend Festival palette by BH Cosmetics, and I just used the same colors that are on the outside of the palette. And the falsies that I'm wearing are the Eyelure Vegas Nay falsies. These are in the style Golden Goddess, so they have the mink effect. So let's get started with the face makeup. The first thing that I always do is apply my primer, and this one is the Too Faced Hangover RX. I feel like it is the perfect foundation. Well, it is the perfect foundation for my foundation. I feel like it is the perfect primer for my face because I have super dry skin right now, and it has not changed even though the weather is getting a little warmer, although it keeps switching. But anyways, my face is really dry, so I have been using this one a lot, and I've been using this one for a while now. I used to use it and then I stopped using it, and now that I use it again, I can just tell the difference between this primer and other primers on my dry skin. So this is what I use first every single time. So this one, what I always do is I apply it like if it was a moisturizer, and then once I feel like it's starting to dry up and get sticky, I just pat it on my face. So that is all I do with this primer. So then after that, I go in with my foundation, and the one that I have been using a lot lately is the Fenty Beauty. I have it in the color 210. And first what you have to do is shake it, because this one I feel like it looks like it's like separating whenever it's just sitting there in the bottle. So I just have to shake it up first before I pump it out, and then I just put it on the back of my hand, and I like to apply it with my beauty blender. So I just start applying it all over my face just like this. Now it does look like a different shade from my skin, but once it starts drying and it oxidizes, it is my skin tone color. So this foundation is, if you're interested in the Fenty Beauty foundation, just know that you have to pick one that's a little bit lighter than your skin tone, so that way whenever it dries a little bit darker, and that is just what is recommended by Fenty Beauty. At least that's what I read online, and that is what I used whenever I first purchased this product. So just be aware that it will change color if you do decide to get this foundation. I like to bring it down a little bit just to make sure that I am matching all the way. Even though it is my shade, I still like to bring it down a little bit around my neck and stuff. The next product is my concealer, and this one is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. And I have been loving this concealer. I've been using it every single time that I do my makeup. I feel like it is super full coverage. It blends out smoothly, and it lasts pretty much all day until I take it off. I've been loving this product. I even love the shade. I have it in the color 2W, and I got it a little bit like my skin tone color, so that way it wasn't too light, and I just love the way that it blends out, and I feel like it lasts all day without creasing. Like, it really does a good job with lasting all day. I like to apply it on my highlighting areas, and I'm gonna be a little careful because I do have eyeshadow on my lower lash line. So like I said, I like to apply it on the highlighting areas, and then I just blend it out with my beauty blender. Let me bring you in a little bit closer. I do like to go around my nose with this concealer because I feel like it lasts a lot longer whenever I put my glasses, because I always wear my glasses. I just feel like it doesn't move around. It doesn't move my foundation around too much. With the foundation alone, I feel like it does, but with the concealer and then setting it, I feel like it does a much better job. Now, it still moves around, but it's not as obvious. So once I'm done with that, I go right into setting it, and I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. And I like to use my beauty blender for that. So I do apply this first on my under eye area, and I do like to really pack this on. And I'm also going to do baking around my nose. I know it seems a little excessive, but trust me, if you wear glasses, you just never know. Like, your foundation is going to slide around. So I feel like whenever I do this baking on my nose thing, it really helps with my glasses. Like seriously, if you have glasses or if you wear glasses, try this out. Even if it's not with this powder, just try out baking your nose. I know it sounds weird, but just try it out, and I feel like it'll make a big difference whenever you use your glasses. Another thing, I know it's a lot of makeup, but I love it. Like, it's not even because I don't think I look good without makeup. It's just that I love applying a full face of makeup, okay? Don't get me wrong. So now I'm going to set my entire face everywhere that I didn't do baking, and I'm going to use the exact same powder. I'm just going to apply a little bit, like on the top, just right there, and just get a little bit of that and use my powder brush. I just like to use the same powder because it is a translucent powder. It can be used for baking. It can just be used for setting. So I like to apply this one all over my face. This one's going to leave a full matte finish. So just so you know, this is not going to leave your skin looking dewy or glowy or anything. The only areas that I pretty much leave baking, because everything else pretty much comes off whenever I'm setting my foundation, is my under eye area and like a little bit around my nose. So I'm going to leave that there. The next thing that I'm going to do is my contour, and I'm going to be using a contour kit. This one is the Lorac Pro. I'm going to use this brush. This is a contouring brush by Delium Tools, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the light shade in here, the light contour shade, and I'm going to apply it on the hollows of my cheeks. And I like to flip the brush over, like sometimes it's like this to get really sharp, and then I like to use it like this to kind of blend it out. And then I'm going to put the exact same shade right up here around my forehead. You can already see the difference between this side of my forehead and this side. So this is just bringing a little bit of color to my face. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this side too. I'm gonna do the bronzing part, and I switch it up from time to time because this one is one of my favorites, but I do like to use different ones. This one is the Too Faced Sweet Tea, and it does have a little bit of shimmer in there, and I like to use it with one of these brushes. This is just a fluffy, it's kind of like a bronzing brush. Actually, this one is called buffing brush. It's for foundation, but I feel like it's the perfect size for my face, and I like to use it for bronzer. It's a soft brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this right on top of the contouring areas. And around my forehead. And this one now is where I'm getting a little bit of a glow because the foundation is completely matte. The powder that I use is completely matte. So this one's going to bring a little bit of glow to my face. So there, you can for sure see a difference. Like, I really like the way that that warmed up my face. And what I like to do, my camera turned off, but what I like to do next is get a little bit more of the powder. And I'm gonna make sure that I get plenty because I'm gonna need it. So I'm gonna use that same powder and use my beauty blender to clean up the bronzer and the contouring part. So I'm just gonna start right here by my ear and just bring it all the way to my lips or my mouth. And I like to leave that powder there just for a little bit, and it really cleans up the bronzer and the contouring part. So next I'm going to use my blush, and I'm going to go ahead and use this one. This one is another glowy blush. This one is by Too Faced, and it is called Candy Glow. And I like to apply it with this big fluffy brush. And this one, again, has a little bit of glow to it. So it brings some glow to my skin instead of it being like completely matte. Now that the under eye powder has been sitting there for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and take it off. And I'm going to go ahead and take it off my nose too. This part isn't part of the full coverage face, but I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara underneath on my lower lash line, on my lower lashes. And this one just makes my eyelashes look really full. It doesn't make them look super long, but it does make them really black and look like they're super, super full. Alright, so I changed my mind because that lipstick just kind of, I don't know, looked a little boring. So I went with the Tarte Color Splash lipsticks, and this one is in the color Sea Goddess. So it's like a purpley tone, and I feel like it goes a lot better with my eye look. So I'm pretty much done, and that is the complete way that I like to do my full face of makeup. This is it right here. I know it's nothing crazy, nothing super extra fancy, but you guys wanted to know what my favorite products to use were, and at the moment these are the ones. Of course I do switch because I try out different makeup products all the time, but as for now, this is what I like to use, and pretty much the setting powder makes a big difference, which is this one. I I don't know, I just really like it. I feel like it works with a lot of my foundations, and I feel like it works with a lot of my concealers. But yeah, if you're interested in any of the products, I will have them listed below in the order that I use them. And that is it for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, and I also wanted to mention why I'm not wearing any highlights. It's because I'm actually going to film another video right now. If you're interested in that video, it's on a highlighter video, and it is these new Smashbox highlighters. It is the Petal Metal highlighters. Let me show you a little peek of them. So if you're interested in these, the video will be up there once it is up, and it is their new rose highlighter. So yeah, that's why I'm not wearing any highlight today.